Red-blooded America.
As you know, I've been a writer most of my career and a speaker, a think tank guy from AEI and Hoover. I've pivoted in my career and now moved into trying to tackle these areas where the left is so strong. I want to say a word about movies. We're making a film. It's called Hillary's America. My plan is to release it in July, about the week of the Democratic Convention. That way they have their narrative, and we have a counter-narrative. And this film is not, well, my earlier film 4 years ago was just about Obama, kind of the secret history of Obama. This film is a secret history not just of Hillary, but of the Democratic Party. And here there is a huge argument that, to my knowledge, has never been publicly hashed out, which is actually the party of emancipation and human rights and civil rights and equality of rights, which historically and now is the party that stands for these things. Well, the Democratic Party says, well, we are. That's our MO. That's what we do. And what we show in this film is not just that the Democratic Party was the party of slavery, but the Democratic Party was also the party of segregation and Jim Crow and the Ku Klux Klan and lynching. It was also the party of Japanese internment and forced sterilization and sympathy for fascism in the 1930s. This is their history. To which the Democrats come back and say, oh, gee, yeah, well, yes, that's all kind of true, but we switched. We became enlightened, and all the racists who were in the South all became Republicans. This is the theory of the big switch, and this argument has never been frontally attacked by our side. We've kind of conceded it's true, and yet the whole argument hinges on about 3 examples, mostly focusing on one man, Strom Thurmond. The truth of it is there are about 1,200 racist Democrats who were elected to the Senate, the House, governors, all kinds of top officers in the Democratic Party for most of the 20th century. About 8 of them became Republicans. Most of the Dixiecrats remained Democrats all their life. Now, it's one thing to say this. It's something completely different to show it. This is the great power of film, because film is an emotional medium. And if you put things that are true on film, you can settle the argument emotionally in a way that you can't do just through intellectual argument. Because intellectual argument at the end of the day ends up, and you think this and I think that. So we're releasing the film in July. It exposes Hillary as part of a long-standing democratic tradition of exploitation, subjugation, and theft. If you think about it, slavery was theft. Theft of another guy's labor, making another guy work for you for free. Lincoln called it, you work, I eat. That's the essence of slavery. Similarly today, when the Democrats have built their whole ideology on taking from one guy and giving to another. Now, this giving to another is very suspicious. I'll just say one word about Hillary here, because the Democrats don't really give a whole lot. Hillary has this big education proposal, free education, a $350 billion program. Now, let's think about that. Who is Hillary giving free education to? Young people. Where's she going to get the money to do it? The government is $19 trillion in debt, so you have to borrow. But who is the national debt going to be handed off to? Young people. So what Hillary's really doing is she's not actually transferring money. She's reaching into the young guy's back pocket, lifting his wallet, taking money out of his own future earnings, giving some of it back to him now, and acting like she's doing something wonderful for this person. She's not even robbing Peter to pay Paul. She's robbing Paul to pay Paul, and counting on Paul to be too dumb to see that he is actually paying for his own education. So who benefits from all this? The one who benefits the most is Hillary. because she granted all these people a free education without it costing her a penny from the hundreds of millions of dollars that she's personally accumulated, or touching the $2 billion in the Clinton Foundation. She doesn't have to spend a cent of it. She gets to be a philanthropist on the public purse.